I watched hundreds of hours of college basketball this season, so you didn't have to, and there aren't a lot of hours to watch left. This Michigan State team has been a group of gritty overachievers, and they made it all the way to the Elite Eight, but that's where they ran into an Auburn team that just had too much size, strength, and talent for them to get by. Auburn had the advantage in the front court, and they got right to work as soon as the game started. There were 4 straight possessions of Broom getting the ball and scoring on all 4 of those possessions. This game could really be pretty basically boiled down to a couple things. Auburn clearly had the better front court defensively and offensively, but Michigan State couldn't buy a bucket from outside. There were some really brutal stretches of missed shots, particularly these 2 in the first half, that there was just a string of miss after miss after miss. You could see Izzo take this deep exhale of frustration. After Michigan State missed consecutive good looks, Janai Broom gets a good look on the other end and knocks it down. That's when Michigan State went down 8-23, and they really never recovered. They tried to battle back, but it never really got within striking distance. And I mentioned their front court doing well defensively. Well, Cardwell in particular was giving Michigan State trouble around the rim the entire night. Michigan State actually is a really good finishing team around the cup, but Cardwell and Broom just made it really hard for them to ever get an easy look where their momentum was going towards the hoop. You can see on all these layups that somehow the Spartans are forced to be going away from the hoop, or they're not making their last motion into the body of the defender. Spartans would have been better off doing what Jaden Akins did here, which is kind of gathering for a second and making sure he gets into the defender to potentially draw a foul, but also just to get on balance to make a good attempt at the layup. And this account might turn into a Cardwell fan page, because look at him slide his feet here on Jace, who's a really tough guy to stay in front of, and then he takes this massive fadeaway, but Cardwell still gets a hand on it and blocks it. I know this was a little bit more surface level, but honestly the game really was kind of surface level in that respect. Auburn was the better team tonight. You can see on this possession with the ball movement all the way around the arc for this Pettiford 3. They just played a really nice basketball game that kept Michigan State at a distance after their first run. Also, shout out Janai Broom, who clearly hyperextended his elbow. He goes to the locker room for an x-ray, comes back, checks back in, and then hits a 3 that continued to create that separation that was insurmountable for the Spartans.